Welcome back, family. This is your boy ED. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, listen, that just simply means Ed. I'm back with another one. Today's episode is entitled, What are the responsibilities of a project manager? Again, what are the responsibilities of a project manager? Look, I'm going to be honest with you, family. As a project manager, you're responsible to be the captain of your ship. Oh, I like that. So you have to steer projects towards success. So I want to give you 7 points, and after that 7 points, we're out. Here we go. Point number one. My favorite, communication. What? Yeah, communication and stakeholder management. See, one thing about having communication and stakeholder management, it fosters a clear and consistent communication as far as across stakeholders. What does that mean, ED? By providing regular updates on the project status with regards to risk, with regards to budget, with regards to schedule, and overall just the achievements that you're accomplishing along the way. You can't forget about that. A lot of times we get so caught up in our work, family. I remember there was a time when uh, I was so focused on the outcome, the end result, I should say that the end outcome, that I didn't take the time to celebrate. And when I was running this project was a very unique project. It had a lot of issues, when I received the project, as well as I was leading the project. And when we made it through, oh boy, it was so exciting. It was so, watch this. It was so, what's the word I'm looking for? No, I'm just messing with you, fam. No, but honestly, it was super exciting, and reason why it was super exciting is because of the fact that we were able to push through. That we just didn't put our head in the sand and say, well, it would pass over. No, we actually took action. We continually to find solutions, and anytime you get the chance to work with a team that are looking, watch this, focusing on more of the solutions than the actual problem, and finding all the reasons why it won't work, this is a team you want to work with consistently over and over again if you can. Let's go to part two, or I should say, point number two of the 7 points: planning and organizing. Listen, family, you know the motto. You've heard it before. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Again, I'll say that. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. See, the importance of planning and organizing, that is a key skill set of a project manager. Having the ability to organize all this various data, people, all these things are just coming at you. And so being able to outline the resources, outline timelines, making sure the tasks are aligned on what the actual project is, because sometimes we'll have a tendency to put some tasks in there that are definitely irrelevant to the project, but it looks like we're getting something done when it's not really helping the outcome of this project. So being able to plan and organize efficiently and effectively will make you have success in a project. Point number two, leading a project team. Now, you see, I didn't say managing. You know how I feel about managing versus leading. Um, Reason why I say leading the project team is because you are their tour guide. Watch this. Have you ever went on a tour, and I remember we went on the vacation, and there was this the guy picked us up in it was a bus. It was a group of us. I mean, it was probably 30 or 40 people. And as we were traveling to our destination, as far as we were actually going on a cruise, and we traveled to our destination. Along the way, this gentleman started explaining the history of Florida, as far as different landmarks and things like that. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I never even knew this. But he had the insight because he watched this. He lived there, as well as he learned along the way. And so being able to be a guide, or as I'm saying, a tour guide, as you're leading your project and getting everyone aligned, getting everyone on the same page. You don't want to be on table of contents and your team is on the introduction or chapter one of your book. So family, make sure that you are fostering that collaboration of leading that team. Without collaboration on a project, I'm telling you right now, it will fail. It's not a chance, it's not an if, it's not a maybe, it will fail. Let's go on to point number two. Point number two is managing project scope. Boy, oh boy. Have you ever wondered why sometimes scope gets out of hand, out of pocket? It's you may have signed up to do a project on a certain outcome, and then all of a sudden you have your team wanting to add all of these amazing features and benefits, which, hey, it probably would make the project or the outcome of what you're looking for a better project, but that's not what the customer wanted. And if that's not what the customer wanted, we need to deliver on what the customer wanted. Now, we can give some recommendations, but first, let's get this taken care of. Let's get a firm grip on our scope. Let's lock it in. Let's document it, because if we're not documenting and managing our scope effectively, we'll have scope creep. We can even have gold plating. Our customer can even want to start adding things on and doing certain things that is not effective for the project. So family, you have to take a firm stance when it comes to the scope. Now, if they want to change the scope, then we need to follow the change process effectively. And everybody's change process, or the CAB, which is the change management board, is all, they're all different. But the foundation is you have to have a reason for why you want to add or remove particular parts of the scope. Let's go on to point number five. Point number five is my favorite. One of my favorites is making sure you set clear project goals. Let me explain how this works. When you set an expectation, there's no reason why you will get frustrated. No, 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 that's not it, ED. Okay, here we go. When you set an expectation, make sure you communicate that expectation so everyone is aligned of where you're wanting to go, where you're needing to go, and you guys are all on the same page of the direction of the project. See, a lot of times when, as project managers, if you're taking over a project, or most of the time when you're normally either taking over a project, when I say taking over, meaning let's say the project manager was there, either that person left or they got moved to another project, or another priority came up, and so they had to bump them to another project while you had to come in and step in either temporary or permanently. But if there's not clear goals in place, then there's no clear expectation. So as I heard this quote, if you don't have a goal or a destination to where you want to go, anywhere will do. Anywhere will matter. And you know, we're exceptional project managers here, so we don't want to just go anywhere. We have a direction, and yes, we're flexible and we're adaptable to move if we need to move. If we don't always think in a straight line, but we start off in a straight line with the option to potentially, if we have to, make adjustments. Point number 6, risk management. Hey, one of the two things, the artifacts that you always want to have on your within your project plan is your issue log, and your risk register. These are two big important artifacts, because you want to be able to track risk effectively by ensuring that you have risk responses, both internal and external, as well as outlining potential risk. And I mean, you can get really creative with this, because you never know that creative risk that you were thinking of that maybe potentially happen. It may actually happen on your project, and now this risk has become an issue. And when it becomes an issue, you want to make sure that you have an effective plan in place to take care of that particular risk. Point number 7, and we'll close out right here, family. Monitor and controlling, or what I call in, hey, I'm just checking in. The reason why I say that, family, is that I'm just checking in, or monitor and controlling, is because you want to keep a watch on the activities within the project. You know, if you don't keep a watch on the activities within the project is definitely, and I do mean definitely, will get either behind on scope, behind in schedule, behind in cost, and when I say behind, I'm meaning overruns. And you don't want overruns on your project. If you are an exceptional project manager, you want to ensure that you can lead this project effectively. So as I said, you want to check in and make sure people who made the commitment to you, that said that they're going to do that particular task, that they actually execute on that task. Hey family, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. This is your boy ED. Until next time, I'm out.